I always tell people, listen, I've worked in HR for years. HR is not to protect the employees, it's to protect the company. Okay, it's to protect the company. It's to make sure that the company does not get sued. HR is not there to protect you. If you want to survive the workplace setting, you're going to have to learn workplace hierarchy. There's a hierarchy in every single workplace setting. Okay, if the chick is sleeping with the boss, babe, you're out of gas. If she's sleeping with the boss and she doesn't like you, you are out of gas. Don't waste your time. Go on Indeed.com and start applying because you're out of gas. Workplace hierarchy is knowing who's in power and who's not. Who has the most influence over the person in power and who doesn't. Okay, because somebody can be very close to the boss and they're your colleague, but they are your boss's favorite. And if they go and complain to the boss about you, they can get you fired because they are the boss's favorite and the bosses value their opinion. You have to understand that workplace works in hierarchy. There's no equalness. I know that is always being promoted. Oh, equal, everybody is equal. Nobody's freaking equal in the workplace. Anybody with half a brain knows that. It's all workplace hierarchy. And if you learn the hierarchy of the work environment that you're in, you can make it to the top. But you have to understand if the hierarchy is working in your favor. It may not be. It may not be working in your favor. You have to pay attention to the workplace hierarchy. So in the workplace hierarchy, you got the person on the top of the list. This is like the owner, the CEO, the COO, the president. This is the person who was at the top of the chain. Now, after that, you usually have the managers, right? There's always, if there's 5 managers, there's always 1 or 2 who's the right arm of the CEO, COO, or the president of the company. That's like their favorite manager. And then that favorite manager is above the supervisors, and then the supervisors are above you. Now it's your job to connect the dots to see who knows who and who do you have to kiss up to. And yes, unfortunately, if you're working corporate America and you want to win this game, you're going to have to kiss certain people's butts, if that's the way you want to call it. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. You got to learn who's the most powerful in this structure. Because you don't want to go and try and team up with the person that's on their way out the door, that is already having a bad rep with all the higher ups, and that's the person you go and connect yourself to. And now you're on your way out the door too. Ladies, there's a workplace hierarchy. Ladies, if you're a beautiful woman, if you're a smart woman in the workplace, you need to be working for men. I've already said that before and I will say it again. You need to be working for men. If you're working there and there is a woman as the owner's right hand and that woman is envious of you or she feels threatened by you, she's going to always put a bad bug in his ear about you. I've had the best experiences working for men. I used to drive my boss's foreign up and down Miami Beach. He let me do whatever I wanted to do because I knew how workplace hierarchy works. I know the type of companies to work for, the type of companies to not work for, the type of structure to work for, the type of structure to not work for. I personally know exactly what strings to pull to make sure that I stay where I need to stay if I can. If the hierarchy is working in my favor. Sometimes it's not always going to work in your favor. You have to be the one to connect the dots and look at the map and be like, okay, where am I on this map? And where is everybody connected to me on my team on this map? Workplaces work in hierarchy. There is favoritism. It is not equal. There are people who are respecters of persons that treat people differently. Once you learn the hierarchy, you can either gain a steady footing in the workplace or you will lose. So, how does your workplace hierarchy work? Where are you in the chain? And who do you have to kiss up to move up the chain? Because a lot of times in these workplaces, it's not about work ethic. It's not. You can be the best worker ever. But if in the workplace hierarchy, you're screwed up, or you're kissing up to the wrong people, or the powerful person does not like you, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you're going to get fired. Workplaces work in hierarchy. All those diversity, equal employment opportunity, all those stupid trainings that they have you do, it's worthless. It's absolutely worthless. Honey, if a woman is laying on her back for the right CEO in there, she will be at the top. And there is nothing that anybody in there can do to stop her. And that's just the game. Okay, the game of life that's how the game works. And I'm not mad at it. And you can't be mad at it either. Because when you understand the game, you will learn how to make it work for you. When you understand the game, you will learn how to make the game work for you. So I'm in no way telling you, hey, go sleep with your boss. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just using that as an example. There is a hierarchy in every workplace. And it depends on who you're connected to and what higher up, how the higher up feels about you in regards to who's connected to you. That's going to be bringing messages over to the higher up. I've been in certain workplaces where I bounced, I resigned because I looked at the hierarchy and it wasn't working in my favor. And I knew that no matter how I switched and moved, it wasn't going to work in my favor because based on the hierarchy, the person that was closest to the person at the top did not like me. And it was probably usually 9 times out of 10 a woman. So I know that she's going to get in his ear and she's going to make him make my job harder. I know hierarchy. So if the hierarchy doesn't work for me, I'm getting out of there. I know how to make the system work for me. But if the hierarchy is not in my favor, I'm moving on to the next step, to the next page.